Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Shao Khan. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the Ultimate Saiyan over on Anime King 3. And also over Anime King 2 I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto at his strongest was sent to another timeline. So go ahead and check out that guys and enjoy. And remember for anyone this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King 2 and Making 3, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just begin this new episode. Start the intro. So the last time we left off, as Naruto has convinced Navi to return back to the village, after he won the bet and not to mention Shizune was now his as well, as Uncle really liked that Shizune was now a part of the other two fun games, as the girl was laughing rather sadistically, as Shizune was getting a bit freaked out by the way Uncle was eyeing her up. Meanwhile, Naruto was currently at the era where they're sound for war, as all of them were standing there, as Naruto was speaking to each and every one of them, as there was a reason why Orochimaru chose them, and now he wanted them to follow him. As the group was discussing this and thinking about their options, if they didn't join him, they would be pushed around Konoha or probably even killed because of their act in helping destroying the village, as they had no other choice, as their mindset was set to be followers towards a person that had immense power, someone that was stronger than them, as Orochimaru had bred them that way. And now their mindset focused on the person that had more power than them, the person could literally kill them, and that was none other than Naruto. So they bow in submission, they decided to follow him. So with that out of the way, Naruto got his new small team, his followers, as he was planning something really big, and it was not just gonna stop here. Afterwards, Naruto was called for a meeting as the council wanted to restrict and punish him for what he did, and not to mention attacking the Hokage, but Tsunade denied all of that. After all this bullshit this village put her through, and not to mention, she was really pissed off at Sarutobi, as the man had declined telling her that her godson was alive, as she was pissed off and angry about that. As Naruto took his new followers and made their way towards Land of Sound, as he arrived where Kabuto was there as Kimimaro was there as well, as Naruto ended up healing Kimimaro, as Kimimaro saw something that he saw within Orochimaru inside of Naruto, as he bowed in respect to the man as his new leader, as Kabuto wasn't so lucky. Afterwards, they went and got Jugo. Jugo was able to keep calm because of Kimimaro, as he would follow Naruto as well. Afterwards, they made their way, as they went to go and get Karen. As for the Akatsuki, the group had discussed what would their next move be, but that wasn't the only thing, as Naruto has been on everyone's minds lately. Danzo was also plotting to get Naruto under his control with the Kyuubi, as Naruto was showing that he was being too reckless, and he was out of control, so he wanted that to come to an end. As Naruto had made his way to where Hiruzen was, as Naruto had made Hiruzen spill the beans about all he did because he trusted in a blind god that did not know what he was doing, as Konohamaru was shocked to overhear that, as Hiruzen lied there, as he failed so much time, not to mention now with Naruto hatred bearing down on him so much, he failed even more at that path to stop what Raiden believed would come in the future. As Naruto ripped Hiruzen's soul out just like what he did with Orochimaru and gained all of his information, He spoke to the people of Seoul as he placed them under his control, as he left Kimimaro in charge for him to be his eyes and ears until he rightfully take his mantle. Meanwhile, Raiden appeared in front of Nagato and Konan as he made a deal with Nagato. He would revive the Uzumaki clan for him. He'd revive his family as long as he killed Naruto Uzumaki, as that boy would bring death and destruction to this world, as Raiden wanted that to be so. As Nagato told Konan to call Itachi and Kisame, as he wanted to know everything about the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. On the other hand, Konan was a bit skeptical of this man, just popping in here, declaring that he was someone that was here to stop a great catastrophe from happening, as she wasn't too trusting. She did not trust this man that easily. So yeah guys, so basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. It has been a few months since Naruto returned back to the village, after making his leadership in the zone known as Kimimaro was in control there, keeping things stable until he was ready to step in the light. As Naruto found out something, it turns out that Karin was a Uzumaki like himself. All Uzumaki came from the Whirlpool country. Members of the Uzumaki clan were all powerful, with long life expectancy because of their longevity, as they had powerful chakras, and they were known for their sealing art, able to suppress Bijus. After Whirlpool had been struck down by the several armies that attacked Uzu from the different nations, Karin parents, the ones that survived, few of them, had found themselves migrating to the grass under a different name so they could get away from the villages, trying to wipe them out. Apparently, Karin parents tried to get a hold of Kushina, as they knew of her, hearing that she was within Konoha but they never heard back. They wonder if the woman did this to protect them, or if someone was keeping her from communicating with them. Either way, it was nice to know that someone else was running Uzumaki veins in her blood besides himself, as he told her that he was a Uzumaki as well on his mother's side. Naturally, she was shocked, though she wasn't the only one that was surprised. When Tsunade found out, she was surprised as well, as she was a Uzumaki because of her grandmother's side. Flashback. So, you're a Uzumaki as well? That's wonderful, said Tsunade, as she looked towards Karin. Tsunade knew all about Naruto's operation, where he put Kimimaro in control of the zone. And Tsunade did not really care about Naruto's plans beginning for conquering the elemental countries, as she knew it had nothing to do with Konoha, and eventually the village would also fall under his leadership. The world itself was in chaos. Tsunade has been traveling for a long time, and she had seen what the world was like. As she saw the tensions were growing, borders were being struck down and broken, but no one gave a damn. The corrupt feudal lords using their powers, their wealth. She didn't know the amount of time that she had to intervene in certain things, as she watched helpless civilians, poor young girls, being taken by the wealthy, to be used as breeding stock and trophies, to be used as slaves, and these were popular, influential men, because they had power and money. Naruto intended to cleanse the world of such people, and bring forward a new change. Tsunade didn't know why she was following Naruto's campaign. When he had spoken to her about it, it was shocking. She was shocked about his goal of becoming emperor, as that was a rather violent way of doing things, seeing that the entire world would be at war for a while, until he forced him into submission. But when he spoke to her, something inside of her just clicked, as she decided to follow his campaign, to see him become the emperor that he was born to be. She also has the great skills to become a medic nin. I know that you've been seeking to expand the numbers of medical ninjas, and she wants to become one of your newest apprentices. Tsunade raised eyebrow. You said one of your newest. I assume that you have someone else in mind. Hinata Hyuga would make a nice addition to the rank as well. I know from experience the girl has a gift with healing others, said Naruto, as the girl had made a cream to heal cuts instantly. I'll look into it, said Tsunade, as she was glad to hear that you were potential students, ready for her to teach. Good to hear. Also, Jugo here needs your help to keep his power under control, and his insanity at bay. Kimimaro can do that when he's around, but I need something on a more permanent basis. I told him that you can possibly help in that regard, or perhaps make the attempt because it's never been tried before. Tsunade looked towards the tall, aren't you man, as he bowed to her. Okay, I'll see what I can do, said Tsunade, as Naruto nodded gratefully to her. In the flashback, since then Naruto has been busy with his preparations and his plans running through his head and where to go next. The mist was filled with chaos right now, with the rebellion forces fighting the Mizukage for his cruel actions against those with bloodlines. From what Kinemura had overheard from Orochimaru, there was a conflict going on in the snow with a tyrant there, known as Dodo, as there was a rebellion forces that were attempting to overthrow the man. Orochimaru memories had confirmed everything to Naruto, as he had turned one of the many rooms in Namikaze estate into a war room, as there was many maps and different things over the walls, and a giant table in the center. I intend to head to Water Country in the next 2 months to help the rebellion win against the Mizukage, said Naruto, as each of his 4 bodyguards looked down towards the map that he placed on the table. Orochimaru was always cautious when it comes towards the Mizukage. He's said to be the 3-tailed Jinchuriki, and he's even strong without his tail beasts, said Seikon as Ukon nodded in agreement, as he should have been Seikon. However, I won't allow this useless war in that part of the world to continue. With the rebellion becoming the victor, I can receive the loyalty of every battle-hardened warrior in the country and make myself be known as a hero to many others, explained Naruto. As Naruto looked over at Snow Country, that one was going to be a bit more difficult, seeing that the leader was actually alive and was rumored to be in hiding. Meanwhile, at the Hyuga compound, are you sure that we should be doing this? Giving such a weak girl to Namikaze, asked one of the elders of the Hyuga clan, as they were doing what they usually did, have their secret meeting behind Hayashi's back. It cannot be Hanabi because she's too young. Besides, we need a strong heiress to run the clan after Hayashi becomes too old, and Hanabi can be influenced to see our way is the right way. Her weak older sister will try to reform the clan, trying to get support from the branch family, and risk overthrowing us through them. And I will not allow something like that to achieve in this clan while I'm alive. Besides, the girl has feelings for the Namikaze, which we can use for advantage to gain the boy's support, and get a powerful ally, and keeping our influence from leaving the village. Know that the Senju woman is now back and taking control, as these elders believe that the main family was the main family and the branch family were supposed to serve them until the end of time. After all, they had the cage bird seal, and they were their servants, not their equal. But what if the Namikaze believe that the marriage proposal we're offering is a weak insult? The boy respects only the strong. We don't have any other Hyuga the Namikaze can marry around his age. It must be her. I'm just being cautious. If Hayashi finds out about this before it is finalized, he will have us all killed and switch others in our position so the balance of power can return back to him, the third Hyuga member stated. He's right. Hayashi will not allow us to manipulate things in the clan like this, especially when it involves either of his daughters. It must be done quickly or we risk more than just the Hyuga's political power. Agreed. We must make this official right away. Have a branch member deliver this scroll to Namikaze and tell him that it would be in his best interest to accept. Meanwhile, at the Inuzuka clan home. What? I'm going to be put into arranged marriage? Who the hell with? Screamed Hana with fury at her mother, who seemed surprisingly calm. Because I said so. Because the Namikaze heir has returned. And because the one with the title has the power to kick everyone ass in the village if we provoke him. And not to mention, Tsunade Senju, yes. Tsunade Senju, the new Hokage, is his godmother. And I for one, want her to know that our clan is on her good side, as one of us will be taking care of her own. That doesn't answer the question who I'm going to be marrying. I've been away from the village for 2 weeks now on a mission. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, you idiot, said Tsume. Him? But he's younger than me. He's like what? 12 for Kami's sake. Really, Hana? We both saw him fight in Chunin exams. Can you honestly tell me that that body is the body of a 12-year-old boy? That boy is going to be the dominant male of Konoha in a few years the way things are going right now. And excuse me if I want my daughter to be right up there as well. You think that he's going to be limited to only one woman? To make things worse, he's the last member of his clan. He's going to rebuild his clan, and that means one of those women is going to be the alpha female of the group. As Hana remembers seeing him competing in the Chunin exams, and she had to say yes, he was alpha material. Everything about him screamed alpha, but still, Why didn't you consult me about this before doing something first? Look, I wanted to tell you sooner, but I know that time is of the essence here, and I'm sure several others have already made their move to secure their own connection to Naruto with their daughters. If I had waited till you return to discuss this with you, then you miss out on being the clan head's wife and overall alpha female of the pack. But I'm sorry. Said Tasumi. I don't believe you, said Hana. This is about your insecurity about me not finding someone and living alone without a mate. You've been concerned about this issue ever since I hit puberty. Can you blame me? 3 potential mates and not one interest in either of them in the slightest, Tasumi shot back. Because those 3 potential mates were all scrawny, weak civilian with no backbone in them when challenged, said Hana, as Tasumi reluctantly nodded, as she did have a point. Well, Naruto does not fall under any of those categories, so at least get to know him before you pass judgment. Kami knows that people has been doing that since the kid was born. Fine, I'll meet him in person and all that stuff. Just don't expect any wedding bells soon, mom, okay? Meanwhile, back at Namikaze Estate, family dojo. As Naruto sat down, his eyes were closed as his mind was going through the memories of the late 3rd Hokage. As his mind was trying to go over several things, and there were several interesting things that he found. Mostly information regarding a couple of people in the council, which the man used to ensure that they would not try anything to move against his title. He also used that information to condition the new Jinchuriki, which was him, when Kushina died. He could not do that with Kushina because Jiraiya and Tsunade was active in the village with the wars that were following. There was a limited amount of people in Konoha that knew that Kushina Uzumaki was also a vessel of the Kyuubi. In a situation where something is only known by a few, and words get out, it's common knowledge that there was someone that leaked it. With Tsunade and Jiraiya out, here's now the perfect opportunity to make Naruto well conditioning and fit all the criteria that Raiden had told him. A lie there, a turn there, and he was able to manipulate his entire childhood. As he dug through the man's memories, one in particular caught his attention as Naruto focused on it. Flashback. Here's a scroll, Fire Daimyo-sama, said Hiruzen as he handed the man a scroll. I hate to ask this now while I have it in my possession, but why not destroy it or use it? What if the brat comes looking for his inheritance? Said the Fire Daimyo. Because if the boy does learn about it, you are the only one with the authority to grant him his inheritance, and you can bind him to servitude to you in exchange. And besides, I have no intention of allowing Naruto to get his hands on what his parents want him to have. I will see to it that he is too weak to oppose you if he should try, the smug tone of Hiruzen said. So, this is a insurance just in case our conditioning for him fails. Very well, just don't screw this up, Hiruzen. My plan to obtain the wealth of the Uzumaki is the only reason why I tolerate that boy's existence. However, the moment I get my hands on the wealth of the Uzumakis, the Kyuubi must be removed from him, and him erased out of the picture. When the time comes for me to get the wealth from the Whirlpool and the Namikaze accounts, I expect there to be little to no resistance on your side. Consider it a form of tribute to you and your great country, Fire Daimyo-sama. A proof of my loyalty to you and those who are loyal to you within the village. End of flashback. As Naruto cracked open his eyes, his hand drummed on the dojo ground as he laughed. He laughed in a wicked way. To think some stupid, fat old fool believed that he could screw over the future emperor of Earthrealm and get away with it. As Naruto found it amusing, this man forcing him to serve him to get what was rightfully his. This man holding on to his inheritance. Hiruzen had been playing along Kahn for the longest time to stunt Naruto's growth, to make sure he never lived up to his potential, to make sure he was weak, to put him behind the scenes, to only do what Konoha wanted. And he had been falling for it for the longest time, but no more. As Naruto's fist clenched, there was a knock. Naruto-sama. Yes, Shizune? I have a message here from the Hyuga clan, saying that it's urgent. Can I come in? Come in, said Naruto, as Shizune was wearing a mixture of a clothing, one of a servitude and one of a concubine. It was rather luxurious. and rather short as well, seeing that Anko was the one that picked out the woman's wardrobe. As his eyes focused on her as she walked towards him. Curiously, she was cut off as Naruto pulled her, as he groped her and kissed her. The message from the Hyuga clan can wait. I want you, Shizune. Disrobe, said Naruto. Her cheeks flushed as she instantly disrobed. Yes, Naruto-sama, she said. As she wasn't wearing anything underneath, as Anko had told her that those things just got into Naruto's way, as she shouldn't wear them around the house. Your smell, said Naruto. It's so intoxicating, beautiful, strong, sexy, alluring, as he started her neck as he kissed straight down, making her call out his name, as Shizune gave of herself to him completely, from the moment where they had made that bet, and the moment where he had kissed her hand. She didn't know what it was, but there was this sensation that traveled through her, and the more time she spent here, the more stronger it gets, and stronger, as she could no longer control it. She was his, and she wanted to be his, just like Anko as well. Sometime later, lucky bastard, said Kinemaro as he heard his boss getting it on, as the screams were rather loud. That pervert. If he wasn't the boss, I would kick his ass, said Teiwaya, even though she felt a bit envious at what she was hearing, as the woman was being so loud. Well, considering the fact that we're in his house, said Seikon. Shut the hell up, said Teiwaya. It went on for a while. As the longer it went on, the more pissed Teiwaya seemed to get, as everything seemed to set her off, until it finally came to a stop, but she was still pissed off. As a presence washed over them when they were almost going to get into an argument. There will be no fighting in my house, said Naruto. The time for Mortal Kombat is not yet upon us. As Naruto was fully dressed, a clone had taken Shizune to bed to make her get some rest. It's time that we launch the next phase of my plan, said Naruto. Already? Said Jirobo. No, I'm heading to the Fire Daimyo capital. He has something of mine. I have seen deeper into the memories of the old man and realized that his treachery ran deeper than I thought. The Fire Daimyo, because of the old man, has my main inheritance that was left behind from my mother and father. As the group was surprised by that. You know, I heard Orochimaru spoke about that one time. He said the wealth of the Whirlpool land could buy the Fire Country and several smaller clans and countries with ease. And despite the Namikaze clan being few in number, they had the wealth to also do the same as well. They could fund an entire army or band of mercenaries for decades or centuries before a dent is fell on their wallet, said Seikon. As Naruto could clearly remember Orochimaru's memories, and him saying exactly that. Do you want us to come along, boss? Said Kinemaro. As Naruto shook his head. No, you all stay here and train to get stronger. Uncle-chan will help since he was once a former student of Orochimaru. Sugetsu is out visiting the workshop that Tenten worked at to either buy or make a sword, while Jugo is getting treatment for his condition. Besides, someone has to keep an eye while I'm away, and Karen is going to be pretty busy learning how to become a medic. After being taken as an apprentice by the Hokage, I need you four to make sure everything runs smoothly. And also keep an eye out. There has been some fool roaming around my compound. The group knew exactly who he was talking about, as he was talking about Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, and everyone that was on the list of kick their ass out if they ever try to get in. But what if you get attacked or killed while you're there? How are we supposed to protect you when you won't let us, said Jirobo, as Teiwaya face palm in her hand and calling him a fat ass. You are not yet ready for that task, Jirobo. None of you are ready, but you will be soon if I have anything to say about it. Orochimaru made you strong, but not strong enough to overthrow him, so he limited what you can learn. But I want you all to be at your best, and I will expect nothing less. And with that, Naruto left. Teiwaya was surprised. Wow. As a thought and words popped out by accident, Orochimaru wanted all of them to stay beneath him because he never wanted a chance of them trying to overthrow him. But the words just popped out of her mouth. Is Teiwaya-chan developing feelings for the boss? Said Kinemaro. Her face became as red as her hair. Shut the hell up before I kill you, she said, as Kinemaro nodded, followed by the others. Time skip several days later at the Fire Country capital. The Fire Daimyo was never a man to worry about anything. He always had his samurai guards protecting him at any possible time and shinobis in a leaf that were working in the shadows as usual guards. But now with the death of the third, and the rumors about the Uzumaki brats obtaining demonic powers and being able to kill Orochimaru after beating the prodigal Genin, Neji Hyuga, in the Chunin exams. It was alarming that that would happen when Hiruzen had made sure to tell him that the Uzumaki would not get strong enough to claim what was rightfully his. He will not have it. All that was theirs is now mine. Mine! The man said to himself. As it was all his, he will not allow the brat to have it. And also what was remain in the land of Whirlpool. The only way he would get anything from him was if he came here and bow right in front of him and swore his loyalty. Daimyo-sama, Daimyo-sama, as one of his attendants rushed in the office, looking like he had seen something horrifying. Yes? What is it? There's someone at the walls demanding to see you. He claimed to be the son of the fort and Kushner, Uzumaki. He says if you don't grant him an audience, he will make you. As the Fire Lord gritted his teeth, how dare that upstart demand anything from me? I hold his legacy in the palm of my hands, and he demands an audience from me. He demands it? Have him arrested this instant. I want him in the lowest part of the dungeon, and I want him to suffer. As the aide quickly went and informed his samurai. The man leaned back. He had enough samurai here to take on armies, so there was nothing for him to... Boom! An explosion went off as chaos ensued outside. He rushed towards his rather large window, as if what he saw shocked him. His army of samurais were being cut down mercilessly by one person. Fire Daimyo! Face me, said Naruto. Face judgment for the wrongs that you commit against me and my family. As he swung his right hammer into three samurais, they were sent sailing as he smashed into the courtyard. That damn brat! He has so much nerve to demand anything from me. I am the ruler of this country, and I will not bow to his whims. As he walked to the nearby balcony as he watched, Naruto smashed into his army like they were nothing. Come on out, Fire Daimyo, if you are truly the great leader of these warriors. Like they believe, then face me and suffer the wrath at my hands for the crimes that you commit against my family. As Naruto swung as he knocked groups of samurais away, before his eyes snapped up towards the balcony. As Naruto gripped a samurai by his face and tossed him as he knocked away several others, he raised his right hammer before he brought it down. As a colossal explosion went off, the ground shook violently. Explosion of dust and debris shot everywhere. They tried to stop him, but he was too fast, too strong, and too goddamn powerful for them to repel. You have a lot of nerve to demand anything from me, you brat. I hold your inheritance, your family values in the palm of my hands. Unless you swear your undying loyalty to me, I will see to it that every single document, every legitimate hold that you have on this claim is totally destroyed. Unless you kneel in front of me, your heritage, your inheritance, everything will be flush. I will never bow to a man like you, said Naruto. Then consider your family inheritance all gone forever, the man said, as he rushed inside. If he couldn't have the wealth of the Uzumaki Namikaze clan, then no one will have the wealth. Your funeral, said Naruto. The ground cracked as he bent his knees before he shot upwards. As Naruto brought the hammer down where the daimyo was a moment ago, he leveled that part of the building. The fire daimyo was making his way down the hall when he heard chaos upstairs as things started to broke and collapse in on itself as he started to run. His samurais rushed past him, preparing to fight this evil that was coming after their feudal lord. Stop that thing! Stop that vile monster! I command you as your daimyo to fight and kill this demon! As he cowered behind his man and the cry of battle, as he heard screams and destruction and chaos. As Naruto knocked away another group, why listen to a worm of a man like this? He gives you order and sends you to your death. This man is nothing but a spineless coward, unfit to be a leader, unfit to be a ruler, said Naruto. Don't listen to him. I am your feudal lord. Do as I say. Kill him. Such arrogance a leader should lead by example, leading his forces into battle when an enemy dare to step foot at his doorstep. And you run. You run like a coward letting your man get slaughtered. And for what? You are heading for my family inheritance, hoping that having it within your hands, ready for you to destroy, will make me tremble and suddenly submit to your cowardly commands. As if such an act would make me kneel at your disgusting feet. I have the blood of an emperor running through my veins, and I never submit to a spineless coward. As he gripped her finger and thrust it into a group of samurais, blowing them away. By this point, the samurai started to feel overwhelmed, as they felt fear grip their hearts, as he just couldn't be stopped no matter what they did. As they realized that their men were getting slaughtered, the samurais, they had an honor for their people, a code for the ones that they love. Their people, all of them, were a part of a singular unit, and the daimyo was running away as they were risking their life, because he had something that belongs to this demon in front of them. As many of them were thinking that they should just let him have it, and be done with it already. As the daimyo was running away, used them like shields that they were nothing but meat bags, flesh of skins, to be used to protect him. The daimyos, samurais hated. They hated ninjas, as they believed that ninjas were the problem in this world. Most samurais do. And ninjas did not care about one another, and that is what set them apart from the samurais. And here they were being thrown into their death by this cowardly man. When the fire daimyo arrived to the room, as he clicked open the safe, as he pulled the scroll as he held it in his hand, the memories of that day rushed back to him as he saw the confident look on Harrison's face. The plan was foolproof, but here they were now. Here they were in deep shit. Well, he was. Harrison was long dead. The place then started to quake more than before, but it was not just that. A feeling spread. A feeling that gripped the heart of the powerless man. A feeling that chill you down to your bones. A feeling that make your head spin. A feeling that made you want to wet and crap yourself at the same time. You have something that belongs to me, said Naruto. As he stepped forward, his body was cloaked in a reddish aura. Stay away, I'll destroy this. This contains everything. Without it, you will have nothing. Nothing, and you will be nothing, so stay away. If you don't back off, I will seize the Namakase estates before I order to be burned to the ground, and you will have nothing, you will be homeless. The man said in a panic as he held the scrolls in his hands, as he saw the blood-coated Naruto stepping towards him. You think I'll just submit to you? Is that it? You think I'll beg you like some mere peasants that submit to you in this castle? Is that it? Said Naruto. Don't make me laugh. As Naruto snatched the scroll away from the man, as he was too petrified to do anything, he dropped to his knees. Please, don't kill me. It was the third Hokage's idea. It wasn't mine. Please don't kill me, the man said, stuttering as hell. Funny, the old man members of the meeting says otherwise. As Naruto grabbed him by the shirt and threw him, he slammed into a wall as he created a sizable dent as he collapsed face first on the ground. Please, mercy, he begged. Why should I? My venom will soon spread over your lands and troops. It will be the end of all things as you know it. Ending of the old guard and its old ruler, said Naruto. As he looked down towards the fallen man. Stop, he yelled, his voice pleading. It's too late to stop now, fool. Your time has passed. Soon the other few lords will fall just like you in their attempts to stop me or resist my command. As Naruto picked him up with one hand and slammed him against the wall, as he kept him pinned there. You can't, the fire daimyo said, as the blood was already leaking from the man's mouth. Oh, but I can't, said Naruto. The fire country now belongs to me. Your home, your samurai is still breathing, and the land that your people live within. It's all mine now. An adequate form of payment for keeping what belongs to me. Don't you agree? Kami, elder gods above, help me. Someone, the man screamed, as Naruto yanked and threw him down towards the ground. As Naruto simply laughed at him. Yes, pray to your gods. Pray to your elder gods above you to come and save you. Pray to them. Because the world as you know is about to come to an end, said Naruto. The fire daimyo got to his knees as he clasped his hands. Please, I'm so sorry. Don't kill me, he said, as Naruto raised his warhammer. As the man started to cry, more tears spread out. From the moment I knew what you did, your life was already forfeited. As Naruto dropped the warhammer, Splash! The room would have to be cleaned, or perhaps remodeled. As Naruto walked, dragging his hammer on the ground, the samurais all watched him as none of them intercept. As Naruto moved towards a throne that symbolized the leader of the country, as he reached and lifted the war hammer over his shoulder, as he sat down resting it right beside him. Like this place was already his throne, and it would already be his throne, and no one could tell him otherwise. As the samurais were unsure how to act of this new development, not surprising since that daimyo was dead, his wife was on some cruise, there was no heir to the throne, his niece was too young, and on his wife's side, her family was not support the rule. Speak your mind, samurai, said Naruto. We have nowhere to go. Yes, that is true. What will you do now that your weak daimyo is dead? Will you all become ronin and wander the world? Will you go forth to serve another daimyo in another country? Or will you serve me? And why should we serve you? You slay our daimyo, one of them cried out. Let me tell you something about your great daimyo that you serve, with such happiness. The man you call daimyo was a weak, pathetic little man. He conspired with the third Hokage to deny me what was rightfully mine, and used me as a weapon. He planned to make me heal and obey their every command, as some kind of pet, without me having any say in my life at all. My original dream in life was to become Hokage, to rule over the village and protect the ones that treat me horrible, so I could prove them wrong in what they thought of me, so I could gain their respect. Laughable, said Naruto. But then I woke up to harsh reality, that was just a stupid dream of a young, naive boy. So I was forced to grow up, to see what the world was truly like, and what I had to do. Because I saw the world what it was truly made up of. Corrupted, weak, powerful man with money, thinking that he can get everything that he wants because they have money. They have no backbone, no spine, nothing at all. The only thing that he wanted was for me to grow, have some offspring so that they can take the Kyuubi afterwards and seal it within another offspring of mine, so they can start this suffering cycle for that child all over again. Now tell me, glorious samurais, who, no honor and code of family, was the life that you were about to sacrifice worth, sacrificing for that weasel of a man? They start to question their services towards that man. One of them asked something that the others were too afraid to do. What will happen if we decide to stay and serve you? You will be well compensated for your services and loyalty to me, unlike the previous ruler of our country. I will be fighting in battles and fighting many enemies, instead of sitting on my ass, as they had witnessed his power firsthand, so they knew that he was powerful. What would we call you? Another one asks. I am Naruto Uzumaki Naruto, the descendant of Shao Khan, the ruler and conqueror of Earthrealm, descendant of the Sage of Six Paths, said Naruto as he smashed his fist on the armrest of the chair, nearly breaking it to pieces. One of them got down on his knees. I will humbly serve you, Naruto-sama. As others started to fall until everyone that was left fell to their knees. We will humbly serve you, Naruto-sama. Good to hear. I hereby proclaim my right to the throne of the Fire Country, and my first official rule I annex Whirlpool Country into Fire Country. Make my proclamation worldwide for all to hear. I want the world to know, I want all the daimyos to know, I want the Kages, everyone out there to know that Naruto Uzumaki Naruto is not someone to be cast aside. And the world, where the daimyos think that they're in charge, is no longer how things are gonna be. Some of them start to question what was they about to get themselves into. Time skip. He did what? Down in the root base, Danzo was shocked to what he heard. The target, Naruto Uzumaki, has killed the Fire Daimyo and proclaimed himself to be the new ruler of our country, along with receiving his heritage, Danzo-sama. As the root shinobi went into detail about what exactly happened, as Danzo inhaled all of this information, as he remained quiet throughout all of it, still surprised that the brat had already gone this far. Damn it, I have enough evidence already put together, both true and false, to show that the brat was a traitor to Konoha now, You went and done this? I had intended to send this information to the fire daimyo so that he would get the boy to be banished out of the village, and I would have used my Sharingan to push things forward, and then once he was out, he would be free game for me to pick off. Danzo, I take it that you heard the news, Homura said. Just now as he looked towards the two elders, I take it word has spread through the entire country, as the both of them nodded. The brat uses heritage of his parents to claim the throne. After killing the previous daimyo, he has proclaimed himself a man of the people, and he has even annexed Whirlpool country given that his mother's side family came from there, said Homura while hating the four Hokage to limit their power while he was in office. And not to mention they could not touch the Uzumaki because he was married to the woman. And now their son was so far out of reach, there was no way that they could do anything to change the things that was going on right now. So they had to turn their gaze towards Danzo, as they need to know what was going to happen with the bloodline of Kushina running through his veins. Of her being of royal blood, he can claim a seat to the throne and rule the fire country, said Koharu. What about the late daimyo's family? Surely they will not stand for this, or the people within the daimyo's court, Homura said. Danzo shook his head. None of them has the means to cast him down. From what I understand, none of them has the stance to take the throne. And since the daimyo has no heir, or make one that is known to succeed him, his family will be fighting amongst each other, and they will bring instability to the entire country, said Danzo. Surely we can spread some rumors, whisper dissent into people's ears, for them to rise up and oppose the breath, said Homura. Then who will take the throne? It has to be someone of royal blood. Who could we manipulate to do that? And while we're doing that, the enemies of Fire Country will see it as their best opportunity to wipe us out while we're in chaos. Sadly, for now we need to keep the brat on the throne and prevent anything from happening. Tsunade being the Hokage, her godson being daimyo, we dare not make a move against her right now since the brat would not tolerate it, said Danzo. As the other two nodded in full agreement. We can do nothing until there's the option to remove him from the throne show itself. Time skip. Later, in the Fire Daimyo capital, Uncle whistling in appreciation as the place was being rebuilt. She's never actually been here before. Enjoying the decor, Uncle Chan. As Uncle turned to see Naruto as he sat on his throne, his new throne, the old one was too weak for him. Very, said Uncle. With you sitting up there on the throne, it just increased your sex appeal so much. As Shizune was also there as well, as she was looking around but her face got rid of that comment as she definitely agreed with that. You guys should see the bedroom, said Naruto. Oh, we would love that, Uncle said, as Shizune nodded to agree. But before Naruto could do anything, Uzumaki-sama, sir. What, said Naruto, as he looked towards the messenger. A message from Konoha. As he handed Naruto the scroll as he bowed humbly before leaving. What does it say? Asked Uncle as she looked over Naruto's shoulder. Shizune doing the same thing over his other shoulder. Oh, it's from the Hyuga clan. I actually forgot about their first message and kind of ignored them, saying that I was doing other things. As he glanced towards Shizune, who blushed crazy. What do they want, Naruto-sama? Shizune asked, as Naruto kept on reading. First, they want to congratulate me on my newfound position in life, and wish me the best of luck. In other words, they're kissing her ass, and hoping that it will not be forgotten, said Uncle. Very true, said Naruto. Secondly, it seemed that they want to set up an arranged marriage between myself and one of the Hyuga women to further cement my claim of the throne of Fire Country. Apparently, they think my annexing of Whirlpool is not enough, and they want someone of noble blood to be by my side to further strengthen the foundation of Fire Country, said Naruto. They mean their clan foundation. So who is the lucky girl they chose for you in this marriage? Hinata Hyuga, said Naruto, his voice sounding a bit more surprised. There was no sarcasm in it. Hinata, I'm surprised. They don't think too highly of her, even after Tsunade-sama made her her apprentice along with Uzumaki Karen, said Shizune. Same here, said Naruto. She has potential, but they tried to stomp it out because they know that she wouldn't go for the cage bird seal, and that would take away more of their power if the branch members lose the cage bird seal, they would no longer be as powerful as they once were. So they stomp out her potential, and they claim that she's too weak to ascend to the throne. As Naruto thrown as he read something, Ashizune saw it as well. They wanted to sire 2 children with her, and mark one of them with a cage bird seal. As she looked at that confused, Hinata is a part of their clan, and it's their contract. One of the reasons I hate politics is so troublesome, said Naruto. They also want a tribute to be given to them every month, until the second child is produced, for compensating them. If this was any other clan I would laugh, Uncle said. Same here, they also want to put a seal on Hinata, to make sure Kumo doesn't get any idea of kidnapping her, once she's out of the village and outside these castle walls. They want her only purpose to stay in a room, and produce strong babies for them to control. Disgusting, said Naruto, as he clenched his fists. These people was getting on his nerves. What are you gonna do? Ask Shizune. Will you accept the contract? Even with those terms? No, said Naruto. I'm not gonna do that to Hinata. She should choose the man that she wants to be with, and be happy. Besides, this contract is not a valid one. What do you mean? There is not one signature of the Hyuga clan head. All of them are done by the elders. The only way this will be valid is if the clan head signs off on this as well. So they're doing this behind his back. Yes, said Naruto. I learned this from the third members. They couldn't sign off on this unless they have his approval. So they're trying to push things really fast, so he won't find out, and thought that I would have no idea they're doing this. But they were wrong. And if I'd actually go through with this, and I had 2 child with Hinata, they would place the seal on one of them. They tried to control me as well, and maybe even possibly kill he or her, to make sure I stay in line to threaten the other child that remains. As Naruto clenched his fist in anger. What do we do now, Naruto-gun? Are we gonna spill their blood? Asked Uncle. Not quite, said Naruto. I'll arrange a meeting with them. But what they don't know is Hayashi will be there. And I'll let them fight it out, said Naruto, with a wicked grin, as Uncle Grin got sadistic as well. Well, that should be fun, she said. After this, I'll make my way towards Water Country. It is clear that the daimyo there cannot keep his country in check, with the civil war going on. But enough of this business talk. It is time for a pleasure, said Naruto. Let us go to my quarters. As the 2 females and him head towards the bedroom. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications they posted. Remember to share all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was the ultimate Saiyan over in Anime King 3. And also over Anime King 2 I post a brand new episode. What if Naruto at his strongest was into another timeline? So go ahead and enjoy that, guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.